Let's see. Oh, are we live now? Let me check on my phone. Hmm. Oh, I couldn't find it. I believe we are live now. Sorry, it is. Oh, if we just look at live now, let me check on my phone. Okay. Hi everyone. Allow me to. Yes, we are live on the page. We have 8 people, but I believe we are live now. Sorry, it is. Oh, if we just look at live now, let me check on my phone. Okay. Hi everyone. Allow me to. Yes, we are live on the page. We have 8 people, but I believe we are live now. Sorry, it is. Oh, if we just look at live. I don't know why it's echoing. Hi, Garuda. Allow me to. Hearing yes, we are live on the page. We have 8 people, but I believe we are live now. Sorry, it is. Oh, if we just. Are you hearing the echo, Karin? Hi.
Okay.
Okay, I think now hearing we are live on the page. We have 8 people, but do you have
Perfect.
your YouTube live? If you can mute your YouTube live page, because I think that's the echo where. Good now?
Okay. Should we?
Yeah. If you have your YouTube page, just mute there because I think we were hearing a lot of echo. I'm so sorry.
Oh,
Thank you, everybody. We are just new. So, yes. Okay. Oh my God, so exciting. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I actually cannot see how many people are here, so I think we'll just go ahead, and then when we need to ask the question, when people are ready to ask the question, also, yeah, I know something funny. Yeah, thank you for being here. Okay, Karin, I think we can start.
okay. I seem to be lagged behind and I don't know why. Is it still working and I don't have to worry about it?
Yeah, it's working. It's working.
Okay, perfect. So I don't have to worry about a thing. Uh,
That's just yeah, I'm sweating, so I just want to
no.
all this energy. So thank you everybody for watching live, and I think welcome Garuda. Please leave a message if you are there. So 9 people watching. So this is a very spontaneous, impromptu live collaboration, because Karin and I are feeling there is so much energy, something exciting, but also something challenging, like the new and the old, and this in between. And I know it could, and also together so much energy bombarding us, so it could feel very difficult physically and mentally and emotionally. Hi, Karina. Yes. Yeah, the intention, Karen and I have a pre-live intention is really to have everybody walk away, really feeling that you are heard, you are together on this path, and you are on the right path, and your question will be answered through our conversation. So, but do feel free to leave a question on the YouTube page, and we are so happy to answer. So, without further ado, Karen, welcome. I'm so glad you say yes to this collaboration, this light and joyful and breaking the mode.
Oh my God. Well, thank you so much for inviting me on. This is the very first time I've been on a live. And so this is brand new. I'm feeling like a really old grandma with, what's happening now? Is this working? Is this all of this? But so thank you. I'm very, very excited to be here. And I know Rihanna and I were talking about 5 minutes before, and we're very, very excited to relay some messages from Spirit for you. So,
Yeah, why don't we just open the gate, just allow the energy to flow. Um, I would
oh,
just, yeah, maybe, okay, I'll just, yeah, see what is coming through because I feel like you are receiving already the information.
uh, I can't hear you.
Oh, okay. Let's
Oh, there you are. So I just missed what you said.
Okay. I was going to say something, but then I see that you look like you are receiving the information. So, yeah.
Actually, I'm lagging. So the information is coming in. Oftentimes the way that I work is it just drops in. I look at it and speak it.
Hmm.
So it's a trust walk.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. Shall I just launch in?
Yeah.
Um, Okay, I don't want to kind of step on your toes. As you were bringing up some really beautiful stuff as well, so we'll tie that in. So one of the very first things that my guides have shown me, and I've had the elegance to be doing a lot of readings with people, and almost everybody is on this trajectory. And we're at a very, very unique time. I know nothing about astrology, but I think we all have heard that, all of these planets for the very first time in our lifetimes are at 0 point. And I don't know the planets, I don't know anything about that, but I know what happens in our bodies and in our awakening when that happened. And what happened was we immediately jumped off of our past cycle. So we completed that cycle and it kind of felt abrupt. And we then moved into we kind of put 2 feet on our brand new cycle. So many of us are going to identify with this. And I just want to, talk about the energy and what's going on. And you're not crazy and all is very well. Um, but so we stepped on this new path, we stepped on this brand new cycle, and all of a sudden, the angels sang, we saw this beautiful future. We had images of everything that we've ever wanted. There was this wonderful hope. And then we had stuff from the past cycle come in, and it feels like and felt like to me like a huge tsunami that just kind of came up behind me and crashed over me with all my spooky wookies, all of the stuff that I had thought I had taken care of and I haven't. And so if you are kind of feeling like, how many times is this stuff going to come back around? Just take a very, very deep breath. And at the very end of this, you're going to be thrilled you took the time in to listen. So all that's happening is our spiritual team is wanting us to start co-creating with them, not just going, please, please, please tell me my next step. Is they don't want us to do that any longer. They want us to say, okay, here's what I want. I want to feel good. I want to feel happy. I want this beautiful new life that I've always wanted. It is not your responsibility at all to figure out how it's going to come in. That's theirs. So what they are training us to do on this new cycle in this beautiful new world that we have stepped into, one of being awakened and awakening, is if you look at it as they are teaching us to create our whole world. They want us in creation to everything, not just, not just, when you're afraid of something and, oh, please help me, but they want us to wake up and create everything. So the reason that the spooky wookies are coming in is the spooky wookie comes in, and what they want us to remember is to look at the spooky wookie, not that, I thought I did it, maybe I'm not that powerful, and what's wrong with me, and why can't I get on the other side of this? But rather, they want you to look at it and say, thank you. Thank you for reminding me that I have a choice in my creation, and I choose not to take this spooky wookie forward. And then anybody who has listened to me talk knows that I then always just invoke the very first spiritual law, according to me. And that first spiritual law is everything sent back to the light must go. So you just send that back to the light to be transmuted back to love and light. You go take a nap for 5 minutes, reboot, reset, get out of their way, and know that you are not going to take that spooky wookie forward. Now, many people right now are having the tsunami wave is really big. It's scary. It is making you feel very, very helpless. I just want you to know you are not, and this is just testament to just how powerful you are. And this is your team's message to you, how powerful you are. They want you completely and utterly paying attention to how you feel at every moment. That is your only job.
Yeah.
If you do not feel like a million five, if you don't feel peaceful, if you don't feel like powerful and excited, if you don't feel love, if you don't feel when you look out your eye holes at the world, hopeful and like magic is abounding, then you need to send something back to the light.
Yeah.
So what I wanted to just let everybody know is you're just being taught how to be the master creator that you are. That's all that's happening right now. So just keep sending it back to the light, creating what you want. And even if you can't come up with anything better than, I want to just feel just a little bit better, that's fine. I want to feel just a little bit happier. I want to feel just a little bit more peaceful. That's all you need to do. And just pat yourself on the back. You have just created how you are going to feel in the future moving forward. So
Mm.
that's all that's happening right now.
Yeah, beautiful. I definitely can resonate with that, and I've been practicing your spiritual law, like send it back to the light. And what I've noticed that lately, especially August, September, even the beginning of October, it feels like there is this simultaneously different level of existence. Like one is that I am this cosmic being, and I can feel the power and the sovereignty that I am stepping into. And then at the same time, I can feel the human me, like going about the daily life, right? Like grocery shopping, cooking, packing, and doing anything that require us to like really take care of this human daily life responsibility. And then at the same time, there's a younger part of me, like this inner child.
Mm.
It's like we will come up still, like I can witness, like sometimes if I think of starting a new project or when I'm envisioned into the new, then there's this excitement, but also at the same time there's sometimes there's also fear, that the old fear that you were saying, right? Like the thing that we thought we have dealt with, it comes up. So for example, that I share with you that today I packed everything I have into a storage room. So I'm only carrying like 2 suitcases with me. We'll be traveling to different countries for grid work, for personal reclamation. And at the same time, I can feel the excitement, but also the human feel the frenetic because, there's this pressure of time. And then I just wanted to maybe bring in that how I noticed that there's younger part of me, like a lot of work lately I've been working through is really to hold space for the inner child, like the younger part, right? Like in between excitement and fear and this old pattern of wanting to go back to the feeling the safety in the old paradigm, the old habits, right? Like
Hmm.
the thought of, yeah, maybe let's talk about money. I know. Yeah, because I feel like there's such an excitement that we are walking into a new time of resonance. And then, whether it's a resources or relationship, whether it's romantic partner or friendship and financial, like we are going to generate or create through our resonance, our alignment and resonance. And at the same time, I noticed that there's a part of me still cannot 100% on board. It's almost like, yes, I feel the excitement. I know it's possible. I know I'm so well supported. But at the same time, that I don't see the reality yet. I don't see the reality change. So there's still this fear or worry that creeping, like you were saying, the old tsunami or old pattern. And perhaps for some people, it's the old relationship with family that's still like come in the way. Yeah, what's your experience with that?
Thank you for sharing that. I am experiencing exactly the same thing, and I'm confident everybody listening in is also experiencing the exact same thing. And you know what, my God, I just went through a tough weekend. Went through a tough weekend when I was just overwhelmed. I had way too much to do. I didn't have enough time to do it. I was on deadline on everything. My perfectionism pictures came in, all of my spooky wookies came in. And what my guides came in and said is the reason that you're too anxious to get anything done, the reason you cannot move forward, the reason why you are so scared is because you are creating in your own fear and in your own anxiety. And so they basically, said, stop, take a breath, and what do you want the next experience? What do you want the next segment of this experience to be? And I want to feel at peace, and I want to feel as if everything that I'm doing is working out. I want to be able to literally, expand time so I have plenty of time to get everything. I want to feel that feeling of having done a really good job, knowing what I'm doing, even if I didn't. And I want to feel peaceful and I want to feel really happy with myself. And I'm one of the things is I'm on deadline to file my taxes from last year. I just got busy. I didn't do it. I don't know how to do it. My taxes are extremely complicated. And I literally just said, no, this is something I'm going to have fun learning how to do it. I'm going to have fun putting everything together. I'm not gonna like leave anything out and surprise and delight me that I'm not gonna have to pay as much as I think I'm going to. I got it all done in a couple of hours and in time to also take some other huge projects that I am on deadline. I mean, I'm past deadline. I am late on them and just kind of was able to do the same thing. So just so where you're at, just create the very next segment that you are going to do. Okay, I'm going to have fun. I'm going to be curious, surprise and delight me on this next part. And even with traveling, okay, I'm going to call the car to bring me to the airport. I'm going to have a wonderful, rollicking conversation with my driver. They're going to, put my bag. They're going to carry my bags for me. They're going to bring me in. I'm going to feel like I just made a friend. the seas are going to part. I'm going to go right up in front. I'm going to check in. I'm going to have great conversations with people. I'm going to leisurely, go catch my plane. I feel spaciousness. I'm going to feel excitement. I'd like to have great exchanges with everybody there. Maybe somebody that can help me, when I get to the other side would be really fun. I just want this to be really, really, I want to feel the peace. I want to feel myself as a creator and creating the most perfect next segment for me. And just kind of take a breath and know you've done it. So I just did this work. It works. And it's just a way that our team is teaching us how to create what we want.
Mm, yeah.
Instead of, so the second rule of spiritual law, according to me, is a thought becomes a thing, our words become a thing, and our emotions become a thing. And if we get afraid of something, if our hamster's running in that wheel with everything that's going to go wrong and everything, we are creating that as we go.
Mm,
So all you need to do, hypnotize your hamster and say, I want everything to slow down. I want spaciousness. I want to feel this beauty and I want to just see only beauty. I want the light to be very, very bright. I want to feel so empowered. I want to feel like I'm not alone in the world. I want to feel like I'm protected.
yeah.
Whatever it is that you want to feel, and know that the minute you speak these words, the minute and I suggest you say them out loud or write them down, otherwise, so you don't get on that wheel and start running with your hamster. So write them down or just say them out loud. Whisper them to yourself and know that you are creating. And then I want you to thank them when they show you proof of everything that is just dropping in beautifully. We are God creators now. We are not, please, please, please help me.
Yeah.
And so you guys know what I need. I want to feel comfortable. I want to feel at ease. I want to feel as if I've got everything that I need. I want to feel weirdly abundant, right?
Yeah. I love this piece because I feel that I trust that everyone listening to this will also have this feeling of that it's almost like we are walking in this it's magical. I don't know, like this car, it's not carpet. It's like those stairs, those escalator in the airport. Like you are walking through some accelerated steps, and then there's this moment of like, wow, everything when I'm aligned, when I truly believe that I'm going to have a positive experience, or I'm asking for an earth angel to show up, then it does come up very beautifully. So it's almost like walking in between this human and also God creator consciousness and swinging sometimes back to this spooky wookie as you were saying, or like this different part of ourselves come up, like how can it be so good, like it feels so inc- incredibly unreal. It's as if we are walking in a different reality, like in a different sphere of bubble. And yeah, and I actually would love to talk about sovereignty, like, because I know this is also the time we are really coming back to a sovereign creator being, right? Like you were saying, we are not pleading support, or we are not pleading for begging for something that we don't really have, or we don't really have access to. It's almost like we are expanding our consciousness so we can co-create with our team, and which is also part of our energy, our part of our consciousness. So yeah, that's I feel like there's this rising and feeling is to remember that we no matter what happens, like you were saying, that we get to rise above everything this human experience entails, but also really enjoy the creation, enjoying the contrast, but also enjoying the creation of new experience. And I feel that in this process, we get to take our, I keep saying our inner child or different fragments of us, like calling home, to know that we are so much rich, all this wounded part of ourselves are just really here to bring, to give us the wisdom and a higher perspective of what is human experience, what we signed up for. We are here to transform the old, but if we didn't got so deep in the old, how are we able to know what it's like, so that we can create a new, right? The new paradigm, the new earth that we are walking to. So I feel like I've gone too many. Yeah.
You bring up something so important, and I certainly went through this. I went through this trying to do my taxes, having never done my taxes, trying to collect the stuff, having to do the whole thing, and I just kind of felt like I can't do this. I'm too stupid. Numbers are never good. I'm not organized. All of these things. And that was my little inner child who had been wounded and had been told that so many times. Yeah, who do you think you are? This is not your gift. You can't do this. You're not that smart. You're not, all of these things. And so the way that I like to look at it is when my inner child comes in, when my little wounded little inner child comes in, it's all the only reason she's coming in is for me to heal the wounding that somebody else gave her, so that I can see her light, so I can tap in and see and remember my power, my light. So when we came in, we dropped in and we awakened. And so when the inner child comes in, it's a beautiful gift. It's not oh man, now I need to like deal with this poor broken little child again. This is like, no, just send back to the light all of this that you know is not true, so that you can remember the powerful being, the powerful light, the powerful everything that you are, so that that opens. So if you look at everything in the world, that it's conspiring to help you awaken. It's conspiring to help you see your beauty and brilliance. Rather than, oh, my poor little, I was so beaten up, and then this happened, and then that happened. And it was, we needed that to happen so we could heal it, so we could step in our power and grow our soul in a much greater way than we have. Excuse me, than we could have done had we not taken this step and created this before we even came here. And so anytime the little broken little, inner child comes in, so I want you to go in, give her a big hug, love her, and just basically say, you got this. This is not, you are being guided. You're seeing it very, very clearly. You're going to be very well taken care of. You are an amazing being. You have created miracles every place that you've got, and today is no difference. So you walk up that escalator and you expect the very best. Okay.
Yeah, I love that. I really have a very deep understanding, or like this connection with inner child, because I just have this, I don't know, full body knowing that the biggest thing about ascension, or we talk about ascension, or we talk about, creating new earth or ushering in new earth. I feel that there is one fundamental energy, or is that we get to remember we are source love, and that unconditional love. And And I feel for me, I've been looking for my purpose for the whole life. But then I realized what I have been resisting is, my purpose is what I have been resisting. Because,
Mhm.
you know, like, so I just bringing briefly about, using like Jinki human design or astrology. But even beyond that, we are so much bigger, is that I'm here to really embody the universal love, like love in the human form, or like the create in this human reality. But I felt like as I was very little, I chose to be born into a lineage or a territory, a cultural condition is to negate emotion and negate love. Because what is love for the patriarchal system? It was really just about what value you can give me. So it's like conditional existence. Yeah. I actually don't know where I'm going with this, but I feel it's like for most of it, even spiritual as we are, we don't always feel we don't always feel into what it really feels like to be the embodiment or that essence of us is this source love or unconditional love, or that is where we are returning to. We are not returning to, even 12 dimension. I think the fundamental energy is unconditional love. So it's like we are not ascending to anywhere. We are not trying to create anything that is not as a reminder or as a result of remembering we are this unconditional love or source love. Yeah, but it's just very it's not always tangible in the spiritual path, right?
Yeah, I love that you brought that up. I love that you brought that up. Is the in our wounding, when we choose to be wounded and we choose the people and the greatest situation and the greatest culture and all of that to really, really wound us. And I like to describe it as, we're on a planet of, darkness and light. And if you look at the darkness as nothing but that beautiful piece of black velvet that is always, right behind the beautiful multifaceted diamond that is our life, we need the darkness to find out what we don't want. We need the darkness to see our beauty. We need, to see each one of the facets. And so if we can befriend the darkness, if it gets too heavy, send it back to the light. That's fine. That's why it's coming in anyway. But I love that you bring that in. But so many of us on this polar planet, we need to experience what we don't want to sometimes launch board in what we do want. And I love what you chose to come in with. I mean, because you're a powerful leader. I mean, you are meant to shine. And I love every choice that you made on like, nope, you're going to be told, who do you think you are? You are going to be told, let's take you down to like a little minimum. How can you be into service to us versus into service to all there is? Um, and so you've collected some incredible, valuable data that just because you've healed it within yourself, yeah, as below, I don't know how that goes, but as you heal it within yourself and you've healed so much of it, then your energy goes out and heals this planet. And I just know that when you heal that one little bit, you've healed the planet. Yeah, you have sent your love, you have sent your knowledge, your data out to this whole planet and actually all the way up into the star families as well.
Mm.
And so it kind of feels like we're just kind of little here and we're not doing anything. But the amount of work that you are doing, the amount of work that you've done, the healing that you have done, the last blast, when you were describing this, you sent a huge blast out into this world, and it blanketed the planet. And everybody out there right now who was praying for a little bit of peace got a piece of what you just sent out to give them the opportunity to take a breath and say, "Oh, that was an interesting epiphany. I feel a little bit more peaceful than I did 2 minutes ago."
Yeah.
And we all just need to know that the power that we have with just our thoughts, with just our words, with what we're doing, with moving with the energies, I call it moving the molecules, we are bringing peace on earth. This is not like a big spooky wookie. I got to run around and pat everybody down and make sure everybody's okay.
Mm.
Just need to send the love out and let it dissipate out. But so it makes sense. I'm getting back that you chose to come into a life and a culture and a gender very shackled, very tethered, in order to go, oh, you know what? I understand now what I don't want.
Mm.
And this is not who I am. Now my responsibility is remembering, loving myself and remembering who I am. So, so powerful. So anytime your wounded little child comes up, I just want you to I just want everybody here to go, oh, you need a little bit more love. Let's get rid of these horrible things that both you and I are thinking right now
Yeah.
about not being good enough and not being special and not having enough and there's not enough love and there's not enough money and there's not enough opportunity and I'm a nobody and I'm not seen and I'm not heard and I'm not valued. And none of that is true. Send it all back to the light, go take a nap and start over and know you've just created your
Yeah.
future.
Right. Yeah. How powerful that is,
Right?
right?
Isn't that powerful? It's so beautiful.
Yeah.
And the other thing, you said something else, about, I just don't even know my purpose. And I'm just kind of wandering around. And I think everybody here could also, say, yeah, no, I know it. I've been wandering around kicking about, like, what is my purpose? And so much of it is collecting the data as to what we don't want. Everything, a lot of it is, you kind of realize when had those huge awakenings
Mm.
that when you look back and you connect the dots, everything was perfect. You've never made a mistake. You've never made a mistake. Everything was very, very purposeful,
Mm.
and just know you're being guided. And when people ask me, how do I figure out what you know, my purpose is? I look at it as like a 3 foot stool, and the very first little foot on the stool is, what are you just naturally really good at? What were you really good at as a child? People like, wow, you're so good at this. You're doing this so beautifully, like you've done it your whole life. And hint, you have. Yeah. All your lives. The second thing, so really look at what you're just naturally good at, where people like, I just feel more comfortable with you. I feel at peace when I just take a note of what it is. The second thing is, what do you love to do? If you didn't have to worry about anything in the whole world, how would you spend your day?
Yeah.
And take note of that. And don't worry about, oh, well, you can't be an artist. You can't make any money with that. You can't do this. You can't do that. Is all the beautiful wounding for us to remove it and get back in touch with it. Okay. So look at what you would love to do, what you just opens your soul, blossoms your heart, puts you in that still point, allows you to see your power, and then and so that's the second little stool, foot of the stool. The third one is, what are you most afraid of? And uncovering your greatest fear and putting those three together is actually going to put you on path. And then it's just about how do I want to create? This is the big picture. How do I want to create that what I do every day is something I wake up, jump out of bed, I can't wait to do it. Not like, well, other people have done this and I don't want to do that. Good, good to know you don't want to do that. Off to the light that goes. And how do you want to express yourself?
Mm. Yeah.
What do you want to do? So, and then take the very first baby step and do it.
Mm.
And then take the next baby step and do it. And then take the next baby step and do it.
Yeah.
And then have a celebration. And then take the next baby step and do it. And your soul blueprint will become more clear to you. You'll know who you are. You may tweak it along the way. Don't worry about making the wrong decision. If you
Mm.
don't like the decision you made, make a new one. Who cares?
Yeah. Yeah, I love that. I just wanted to just really feel just piggyback on what you are sharing is that right, like we are constructed to fear so many things, but actually that yeah, fear is very visceral, but and it is also like just an energy and information, right? Like whatever we are most afraid of actually is where we are supposed to go to, right? Because there holds the what I it's almost feel like a treasure, right? Like a speaker. I don't know. Yeah, I just feel like what I'm seeing when I'm listening to you is that we are all meant to be here to create through this process and tap into who we are becoming. Of course, the conditioning, the old paradigm teaches us that, okay, you have to become a successful author or, a painter or, I don't know, an entrepreneur. But actually, I feel the real thing, the real process we're here for is that process of as we are pursuing what we are so passionate about or what we are being called by our higher self through that excitement or that joy and that bliss, through this process, we are almost like burning away. We get the chance to burn away all the conditionings and constructs of the old paradigm, right? And chip away that is not truly our authentic self. So we get to discover who we are. And like you said, like because we through different choices and then baby step, I feel like we get to know who we really are a little bit more every step of the journey. So it's almost like it's not about becoming a famous YouTuber or I don't know, have a podcast or have a book, have a center. It's really about the courage we are able to employ in walking this path or, yeah. So I hope that serve,
Right.
share with everyone. Yeah.
And you bring up such a beautiful, beautiful, um, picture that um, if we want it, it's in our destiny. Otherwise, we wouldn't want it. And I always use the example, there are people out there that from the time they were little tiny, I'm going to just say girls or boys, all they wanted to do was scrape tartar off of people's teeth. And that is the hygienist you want to go to because they're going to love what they're doing. They're going to be perfection. This is their life purpose. And that it's a perfect example because I can't think of a worse thing for me. But I want to go to the person that's their destiny to be the best. So if you have any little inclination of, oh, that would be so fun, that would be so cool, I would love this. It is part of your destiny that is pulling you forward.
Mm. Yeah.
And we all have, as we all know, and you brought up earlier is we all have the ability to even expand our destiny. So if it sounds fun, if it sounds like, oh, that'd be so cool,
Yeah.
it's part of where you're supposed to go.
Yeah.
And you don't have to do anything, just be led.
Yeah, that's a good question. That's actually, I have a question. I don't know if anyone watching have any question. Please feel free to write in the chat. So we're happy to answer the question to support you in your life. But also, maybe that question is that I feel this excitement and this vision there and knowing that it's going to happen. But I feel there's sometimes this human part, that's probably we have been talking about the whole hour, is that there's this human part just could not wait. I think earlier that there's a human part that doesn't believe that it's gonna happen because there was probably certain different belief of like, it's who are you to have this? Like, who do you think you are? Why are you special or why are you so powerful? Versus when we are walking through this exciting October energy and end of 2025, I feel like there is so much tsunami wave like energy to support us to really peel away anything that is not authentically our true essence. But it also probably I feel like maybe it could be very like roller coaster, right? Like there are days you just feel like, oh, I'm actually can see the light at the end of the tunnel. I know what I'm doing is powerful, right? I send the energy for the world or for the people I love or for the client or for, the work we do. And there are days it's almost like it's too much going on in the whole world, right? Like the energy of what's going on, very chaotic. And not to mention the phone, like the addiction. I think the physical addiction or mechanism, like I have to say, like, it's I'm managing it, but it's like it just it's like my body is conditioned to dopamine hit, right? To watching the short. And I don't know, is that you or someone saying that the way the more we are addicted to watching the short on YouTube reels, we are going to increase the gray matter of our brain. So that means it's gonna impact, like lower our brain functionality the more we addicted to watching the short videos. So it's like there are a lot of things that it's almost like, yeah, I don't know where my question, probably just navigating through this spiritual, energetic expansion versus, managing the human daily with our biochemicals.
Right. Yeah, I love that. Yeah, I think everybody here say, yeah, no, I anesthetize. I just watch the shorts. I just go on. I'm just numb. It just feels like, yeah, I'm anesthetizing myself. And um I'm waiting. My guides just came in and just said that, what we are meant to do is get back in touch with that really curious child. What's going to happen next? What do I want to learn next? What am I interested in next? What happens next? What's going to surprise and delight me next? And that even if we are asking that and creating that segment for our future, and we pick up our phone and go on to the shorts, notice that the shorts that you get on are the ones that are actually like, oh, this is interesting, versus humming in mediocrity, as we watch and then going to the next and going to the next. So they're just even when we're doing that, just create that we want something that's we want to, we're going to watch three shorts. So you guys choose which shorts. I'm going to pick three. I'm going to watch them. And I really want them to feed my curiosity. I want them to give me a brand new, something brand new that I can build on.
Mm,
I want it to be something out of love, not fear.
yeah.
And it will be interesting to make a note what they actually put in front of us.
Mm,
But yeah, no, I'm very ashamed. I do the same. I'm not ashamed. I just do the same and just like flip and flip. And it's just like, what am I doing?
yeah.
What am I doing?
Right. Right. Well, you did bring up a good example is that we don't need to feel ashamed, but just become aware, right? Just develop that awareness, like catch ourselves before we drown into the sea of,
Right? Or it's like, oh, I'm kind of ashamed. I just wasted an hour, watching shorts. And what we do then is we create more shame and more time that we're watching shorts.
yeah.
And so it's like, oh, okay, I don't feel good. I don't like how I feel. So I'm going to just watch three, and I want three to really inspire me. I want three to literally take me someplace else with more love and where I'm feeling more empowered. So you guys pick it.
Mm, yeah, I love that. Yeah, just be intentional and I feel maybe
Create.
yeah, create with, use the technology and create instead of falling into shame or fear or judgment. Yeah, I feel this is the time that really we get to love ourselves just the way we need to be loved, right? Like not punishing ourselves anymore. Like no punishment, no self judgment, no self right talking down to ourselves. Right, really become aware of what we are talking, how we are feeling about ourselves and our life. Yeah.
Yeah. And when we were tiny and we were awakened, we never talk down to ourselves. Somebody might come in the room and say, who do you think you are? And in our heads, we were like, oh, you don't even know, I'm Supergirl. But we never talked down to ourselves until we gave over our power
Yeah.
so that we would be safe, we would be loved, and we would belong.
Yeah.
And then we took on the messaging and then we started battering ourselves. Most of us are so prolific, we're so strong, we're so powerful. It's like, oh, you don't even have to tell me I'm bad. I'll go ahead. Let me grab that bat. I'll keep batting myself with it. Right? Yeah, so I'll do it on your behalf. That's how powerful I am. So, yeah, but we never did that. We were always like, I'm perfect. It's really good. I'm sorry you're not happy. And then most of us being empaths and healers, like, here, let me try to make you feel better
Mm, mm. Yeah. No
and
more.
created, yeah. And then like, yeah. And then created that trauma response.
Yeah, this is really a very powerful time to choose differently, right? To choose differently, to make different choice, because I feel that's really true healing happens, right? Sending to the light and choose to react differently, either to speak up or to walk away, instead of going back to the trauma response because I feel like so many of us have done enough work. Yeah.
Yeah.
So coming to an end, what do you feel what message you would like to share, like the parting message for people going through October?
October is going to be a lot of tsunamis. It's going to be a lot of energy. You are going to have an opportunity to make a choice to not take any of this trauma drama forward into this new cycle that you have. It's going to feel like a lot of work. It's going to feel really tiresome. You're going to get angry and feel like you're getting beaten up, and that's okay. That's just part of it. Just plan on taking a lot of naps. Just send it back to the light. When I was really working on really learning this, I did nothing but went under the cubbies and sent stuff back to the light for hours at a time. Don't feel like there's something wrong with you if that's what you're doing. They just want you creating. The easiest way to do it is just create that you have peace, create that you have all of your answers, and that those answers are going to come in before you need them, even if it is the 11th hour, as we know that that's how they work. Um, and that's fine. Just know that you are about ready. You're about ready to go solidly on this brand new cycle, this beautiful new cycle into your empowered and awakened future. And so anything that's coming up to be sent back to the light, anything that you do not want to take forward with you, right now is the time to send that back to the light, create what you want, and move forward. If you don't judge yourself, if there's something that doesn't, that just seems to hang, seems to hang, seems to hang, you just keep sending it back, sending it back. If it doesn't send back and it locks back in this cycle, know that there's a beautiful gift for it, for happening. The world is conspiring for your growth and your beauty, your happiness, your wonderful, your fingerprint, your brushstroke on this planet at this time for being an example of bringing peace on earth, whatever your peace is. This month is going to be highs and lows.
Yeah. Yeah, lovely. I love that. Yeah, I just wanted to affirm that and then also say that really be gentle, right? Be gentle with ourselves this month. I mean, the energy is very powerful. Of course, that there are days we'll be feeling like we are standing, we're surfing the highest wave, feeling that we are one with the universe, or we remember who we are, or know that this is the moment we've been waiting for to really tap into that deep peace or deep knowing, or even feel like tapping into why I'm being here. But at the same time, it's going to be, like there are moments when you fall into the water from the surfboard and know that it doesn't mean we have regressed, right? It's just working with that energy, working with the waves, and then see what you can do, whether to take a rest or to continue to paddle or just, lying on the waveboard.
Right.
Right? Like doing things that really is nurturing and grounding, taking sweet care of ourselves. I know that, yeah, we are not crazy. We are really awakening. We are awakening and we are here to trailblaze. That is why we don't find people around us that could, most of us don't have community, right? Don't have people in real life that could talk like this. And I think that's why we get to connect online for now until someday we meet in person. Yeah. So, yeah, thank you so much, Karen. I hope, yeah, this is a beautiful moment. And I do feel so much, right? Like there's different, yeah, like nice energy flow and very soothing, very loving, very expansive as well. Like we talk about practical thing, like also the spiritual thing. Yeah. So, thank you so much, Karen. Um, we will share. We don't know. This is a spontaneous live, so we will see how often or when we're gonna do again. But definitely, intention is there to really co-create like really high vibrational like space for everyone to tune in. And we'll also share your information in the replay and also the description so people can follow your work. Yeah. Do you have anything you want to share about your work before we sign off?
You can find me on YouTube at Firefly Readings with Karin. I also do readings, and you can go and read about me and find out more about me at fireflyreadings.com. Um, and I just, none of this is possible without you coming in and putting your energy in. So I'm so grateful for everybody who has volunteered their time to come in and co-create with us. And, and every epiphany you have, you share it with the world. Every healing you have, you share it with the world and you share it with us. And I'm just so grateful to each and every one of you for you have many, many options as to where you're going to spend your time, and you chose to spend it with us today. Thank you. I'm so grateful.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Karen, and thank you, everyone. And we hope this has brought you, yeah, like bring you back to that place of joy and hope and trust that you are on the right path. Yeah, thank you.
You are so perfect that even if you feel like you've made every bad mistake, even if you feel like you're so off out in the woods someplace, when you have this epiphany, you're going to realize you've never made a mistake. You have been in perfection every minute of the time, even when you felt like you were just completely lost. And that how beautiful that you heard your guides, you heard your guidance, you knew exactly what you needed to collect to get to where you're at, enable for you to share your gift out into the world and know that you do it every time you choose love.
Choose love. Choose love over fear. Choose love over, well, just choose love.
Choose love, be love.
Yeah,
You've got this.
yeah, you.
And yeah, so beautiful. So, oh my gosh, you are leaving on a big trip.
Yes.
And on your little shaky Bambi legs, they'll be strong before you get up that escalator. I promise you. They'll be strong before you even get in the car to go. And
Okay.
so, yeah, congratulations. I look forward to following you and finding out what you're doing out there. Very powerful, doing a lot of grid work, a lot of healing. Um, just thank you for the work you do. And again, thank you so much for inviting me on. And when I learn how to do this, I'll have you on mine.
Yeah.
I'm still a newbie. Um,
Just learn in excitement and joy. Yeah.
yes. Yeah.
Thank you,
Yeah.
everyone. We'll just I actually don't know how to end the live. Let me
Okay.
oh
Well, okay.
okay, bye
So
bye.
everybody,
Take care. See you around. Ooh, okay, I can end it here.
okay. Mwah. Love you all.
Thank you. Thank